when you have a whole bunch of people running around excited by what they do and happy to be at the office, it just snowballs from there.
How did you handle navigating COVID in Colorado, which is a little bit tighter in restrictions compared to Florida here, where COVID happened for about 37 seconds, and then we decided it was over? How did it impact your ability to run the business?
It made it more difficult. Going into COVID, we were experimenting with work from home and had people working from home, 1 or 2 days a week, and just kind of seeing how that worked out. A lot of our staff was really motivated to work from home. And I get it, you don't have to comb your hair, put your makeup on, you don't have to drive to the office. You definitely save some time. But going into COVID, I think a lot of people in our office wanted to work from home more because our culture wasn't great. I think that was really the driving force. And miraculously, through COVID, some intentionality to this as well, through COVID, our culture got better. And as our culture got better, and COVID's not necessarily over unless you're in Florida, but as we went back to work, and then we went back at just telling people you had to work from home 50% of the time, so that we kept just 50% staff in the office to keep people spread out and keep things a little safer. We started to realize that people started to push back against us, and they didn't want to work from home 2 or 3 days a week. And now, gosh, on any given day, we probably have no more than 1 to 3 people out of 40 people working from home. Our culture has gotten substantially better, and people want to be in the office because the vibe is good, the energy is good. It's a fun place to be.
How did you do that during COVID? Because almost every business that I know suffered during COVID. We're not in person. We're not interacting the way we normally are. We're in 2D screens. And so you don't bump into someone in the hallway and you're asking, hey, Nate, how was volleyball this weekend? How did you do? And so everything becomes more intentional, which feels a little bit more forced. What is it that you were doing differently where your culture improved in the toughest time that we've ever lived through?
So I would say that's like, I don't know, somewhere near or just after the start of COVID was the time that light bulbs were going off for us, that it wasn't just about giving people more benefits, that we had to really start to listen to our employees and find out what it was that they wanted. And it's kind of sort of starting to evolve into this building a greener Colorado. We didn't know it was that at the time, but our biggest equity partner, we still own a parking lot in downtown Denver with our equity partner. But he was asking me on a call, what are you going to do with the money? And I said, we're going to make a pivot. We're not going to build multifamily anymore. We're going to build smaller, attainably priced homes. As we started to make that shift and be intentional about delivering housing that the majority of the people in our office need, most of our people are in their 20s and 30s. And then that evolved into building it. We really caught the attention of a lot of our employees who then got excited, and it was more of a purpose to come to work. And they felt great about what we were doing, and they were being listened to, and they were being heard. We had a good company before that. It just wasn't a great company. And as we made those changes and those shifts, it just really changed the attitude of the people. And if, I don't know, let's say at the time, I think going into COVID, we were probably a 20-person company. We've doubled in size since then. If you have 5 or 6 people around the office that are starting to get excited, and you could see it and how they talk and how they hold themselves, it's infectious and other people catch on. And when you have a whole bunch of people running around excited by what they do and happy to be at the office, it just snowballs from there.